we're going to start looking today at one last assignment. And if you're looking forward to being finished with all of this, I can understand it's been a busy 5 weeks. I'm going to go over here to Notepad, and I'm also going to open Google Chrome. And what I'm going to do here, what I'm looking to do is a web page that has 2 external links, which we haven't done yet, and 1 picture. Now, we could get very creative and take pictures with our iPhone and upload it to our computer, or we could do the same thing with a tablet, but we don't have to. In a case like this, there's enough out there on the internet just to give us something to start off with for an easy assignment, and then later on you can take pictures of your own and upload them as well. Now what I'm going to do here, as I've done before, is I'm going to start with the tags to mark the beginning and the end of the hypertext markup language. In here I'm going to put the title. I'm going to call this my third web page, and I'll end the title with a slash tag. Now I'll have the body, and I'm going to put down here slash body so I know where it's ending, and I'm going to go in here and fill in the stuff in the middle. The advantage of doing what I just did is that having put the closing tag immediately after writing the opening tag, I've eliminated the possibility that I'm going to forget it. I'm going to start out here with the top size heading, and I'm going to set this alignment equals center. And I'm going to say this, my third web page, and slash H1. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Now I'm going to save this and all files, that's the important part. And here, my third.html. I'm going to come over here, Control O, and if I come down, all the way down this list, I'll see my third. And there it is, and I realize I really don't have very much there. So I'm going to write something else a little here. And I want to make one thing clear. This is not to dictate what you're going to write. You can do your one page about anything in the world that you want to do. As long as it loads, as long as you make sure I have access to the pictures as well as the text and the links work, that's perfectly fine. Now I'm going to write here, my life as a Mets fan. And I'm going to say here, it's really very sad. They disappoint us almost every year. And when they win, they trade away too many players that they should keep. Now I really don't want to be on a line this long, so I'm going to come over here and like that. And maybe here. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put in the logo. Now we haven't really spoken about pictures before, but we will now. The tag is called IMG. It's short for image. I need to tell it where to find it. Source equals. Now here is going to be an issue, and I'll show you this very shortly. Equals Mets logo small dot, I think it's PNG, but we'll find out pretty shortly. And in either case, if I go to refresh, I'll see this little thing here telling me couldn't find the picture. Now, on my computer, and I realize yours is going to look a little different from this. Desktop, computer, my main drive, users, Robert M. Siegfried, my documents, my pictures. And in here, I'll find the logo that I'm looking for. Now, what I'm going to do to make my life a little easier here is I'm going to open another window. And in this one, I'm going to go back through all these directories of mine and to HTML. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy Mets logo small, Mets logo, and Mets logo medium. Now, having done that, now I have all of this in the same directory. That's really very important. So I come over here, and it lets me down again. And what I'm going to do, it's JPEG. Small is JPEG, not JPEG with a G, without an E in it. So I'm going to go back in here. And now I'll save it. And did I... Oh, left out the second L. Save. Refresh. And there you have it. Now this is actually smaller than the logo was originally. But I might not want something quite that big. I'm going to go back in here. And there is a property of this that I can set. And I'll make it height equals 30%. Now, there are other ways that I can shrink the picture down. If I shrink the height down by 30%, it'll shrink the width down by 30% to keep the proportions, unless I choose to set the width to something else. So, and there you see it. Now, I can also change the alignment on this if I want. Align equals center. Save it, and I'll refresh it here. Yeah, well, that looks like I got that right. Let's try making this 80%. Let's see if that makes it grow a little bigger. And yes, it did. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to stick with 30%. Now, along the way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to add two helpful links. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write, you can find the href equals Mets.com. Yeah. New York Mets. New York Mets website. And again, I'll save it. And again. And now that, ooh, my God. And the reason that didn't work quite this way is I forgot something very important. Let's go back here. If you look at this, it's going to assume that this is a file in the same directory where I have everything else. And that's not what we want. We want an external page. And I guess when you're old, as you get older, you'll discover three things: go, your knees, your memory, and I can't remember the third one. So http://. So I'm going to save. I'm going to reload. I still haven't fixed the Y, but I'll click. And magically, we are on the Mets page. And really, a bobblehead for Jay Bruce. The way he's hitting these days, I think I might be doing a little better. In either case, now we need a second link. And if you prefer Spanish, try equals http://losmets.com. Now notice that you need three things here for a link. You need the opening tag that tells you that it's a link and what website and the URL for the page you're linking it to. The stuff that's going to label the link, and something to indicate the end of the link. So I'm going to save again. I'm going to reload. And here we see it. Now, in this case, Chrome is giving me a chance to translate it. And I could try that, but that would sort of defeat the purpose, wouldn't you say? Now, I can do the same thing. I can set this up for anything else. Two very important lessons to keep in mind from this. Now, I haven't said anything yet about how I got the picture. Now, I want a picture here of my favorite player. And I'm going to go back a few years, and I'm going to go for Mookie Wilson. I had the pleasure of meeting him several years ago. And not only did he play a very important role in the sixth game of the 1986 World Series, but he also happens to be an extraordinarily nice guy. Now, I'm going to go here to Images, and I'm looking here for a picture of Mookie. I'm going to get a picture of him together with a man that he would consider a friend these days, namely Bill Buckner, the man whose leg the ball went through as the Mets ended up winning. But we're not going to do that, Mr. Buckner, right now. So let's go for well, I love this picture. I have a copy of it that Mookie autographed. So I'm going to go for this one. I'm going to visit the page. And I'm going to right-click and save the image as Mookie and Buckner. I don't know Bill Buckner well enough to be more formal with him, but you can sort of get the point. Now, now, in any case, I need to know where it's being saved. Firefox and Internet Explorer will give you a choice as to where exactly it's putting it. But I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on this for Chrome, Show in Folder, and it shows where the picture is, that it saved it in my folder here. And I can do this largely with just about any image around that I'm looking to work in. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down here and write here is my favorite Met, Mookie Wilson. Now, the only thing I haven't done is put in the necessary tag, img, and I'll put it after, in the paragraph, but after here, img source equals Mookie and Buckner. Let me go back to the page, and I have it down here. It has to, I want to have the case match up, so that means it's got to be a capital M and JPG, and I'm going to close the tag, save. I'm going to come back to the page here, and now the question is to find out exactly what I did wrong. For those of you wondering what the heck I'm doing, let me go back. When I right-click on the page in Chrome, it'll give me a menu, and on the bottom is something called View Page Source. It's showing you the hypertext markup language that I wrote, and there is a problem here with it. And the problem is that I didn't close at the end of this the quote. And I'm going to put this all on the next line. I'm going to save it now. I'm going to get rid of the page source because I've changed it. This is telling me that it didn't find it. So let's take a look here. Mookie and Buckner, and let's see if this is in the right directory. And the answer is no, it isn't. So what I'm going to do, copy. I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to paste. And now I have a copy of the image in this directory as well. But one way or the other, you need it in the same directory with your HTML. I'll click again, and there you can see the picture. And for the record, for those of you who are Yankees fans, Red Sox fans, even if Buckner had caught the ball and thrown Mookie Wilson out, which was about as likely as my becoming Pope, it still would have been a tie ball game. Now, what you're going to do from all of this, if you are looking at the end of this, what you're going to need to email me is actually 3 files. You'll notice here, Mookie and Buckner. You'll notice here, Mets logo small, and notice Love Mets. These are the 3 files in this case. And in this regard, this will work. Now, one last thing I can show you is, let's say the picture that you really, really like is somewhere else. Now, I haven't done this all semester, but I'm going to show you my home page. And this picture is beach. And what I can do is I can even include it in this by coming in here, and on the line below, img source equals, and rather than simply having the name of the file or maybe the directory, the folder it's in, I'm going to give http://home.adelphi.edu/tilde Siegfried/beach.jpg. I'm going to save it, and down there you'll see that picture of me. By the way, please feel perfectly free to email me a guess of where you think that picture was taken. I tend to doubt that you'll get it right, but I do promise that if enough people, that those of you who actually do make a guess, I'll email you and tell you after the fact where it actually was. In either case, that should give you what you need to work on this. What I'm going to do for this is it's going to go live um, tomorrow morning, which is Friday, August 10th. It'll remain open until 11:59 on Sunday night. I realize that's short time. If you want, I can make this available immediately. Right now it's 8:45 p.m. on August 9th, Thursday night. That'll give you the extra time. If push comes to shove, this one I will accept on Monday as well. In either case, that's it for today.